What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're back with my 66 Chevy Impala that was on a TV show called Two Guys Garage back in season 12. To give you an idea of how long ago that was, they're on season like 23 or 24 today. So this car started out on their show as a barn find, not running. They resurrected it. They brought it back to life, and then it went right back to that barn again, where it's sat since season 12, never got used, potentially got flooded, and now it's here. Now, one thing that was not disclosed to me about this car is that it had been underwater, and we still don't really know for sure. See, I guess my electrical tape fix didn't work there. Somebody stuck all of these moldings on with double-sided sticky tape. I kid you not. This is all just, it's double-sided sticky tape. Yeah, okay. See, originally, there should have been holes in the body, and these would have press fit into those. It'd been a really nice, snug fit, but sticky tape, because only the best for this 66 Chevy Impala. Fake SS. So, we're trying to figure out if it's been underwater or not, and I know something has been underwater in this car. I don't know if the whole car was underwater. I don't know if somebody, for some reason, swapped out a dash, but they swapped it for one that has water lines. Do you guys? I mean, that's pretty bad, guys. There's definitely water lines, and if you look at the cigarette lighter, well, there's more evidence. It's absolutely been underwater. You take the faceplate of the radio off, and there's literally sand all over it. Same thing with the glove box. If you open it, there is sand and rust in there too. So at some point, and again, I'm not entirely sure how this whole thing happened or the time frame that it had, but at some point, water was, you know, up here at some point. The rest of the car looks great though, and this is a new shifter, and it doesn't have any rust. There's no signs that anything under here was underwater. It's got new floor padding, new carpet. The door panels, although dirty, very, very dingy, they're in good shape, and it looks like the door panels will clean up. Even the armrests are in really good shape as well. The back seat, also phenomenal condition, other than just being really dirty. There are some mold spots, mildew spots starting to grow in here from it sitting for so long, probably getting moist at some point, but yeah, I don't see it, guys. We have down here a little bit of the foam stuff from under the seat, or glue, the adhesive down here on the floor. That's not rust or anything though. And if you look at the bolts, those aren't rusted either. Nothing under here is rusted, so it almost leaves me wondering if at some point, maybe this car had been flooded prior to the TV show, prior to it being restored, and then they just started putting it back together. I don't know. And the original color, you guys are going to have to tell me, but it looks to me like it was black, guys. Look at that. You could chip this paint off right here. Look what's under it. Black. So I got a couple things I can show you today. One of them I'm going to put up on the screen because I know you guys love to do research. I'm going to let you guys do this for me. And I'm going to put up the VIN number. And on top of the VIN number, I'm also going to put the fender tag. So you guys can kind of look at all of this yourselves. And maybe you guys can tell me like what this car originally was. I don't believe it originally came with this 427. And I think by now we figured out it's not a real SS. But nonetheless, still a really solid car, guys. The yellow color, you know, a lot of you like it. It's not for me, guys. I'm not going to stick with the yellow color. We have to get this thing running reliably, and then we have to see if it drives. And we need to do some serious cleaning. I need to get it up in the air. We want to find out if this car has been flooded, because if it has, there should be signs underneath from salt water. And then we can start worrying about what color to paint it, right? We got a long way to go before that, though. So here we have a brand new starter. This is not a reman. I bought a brand new. Every piece of this starter is brand new, and it is cast iron. This is all cast iron. Guys, this starter weighs about 350 pounds. At least that's what it feels like. Over here, we went with Summit Racing. The carburetor on this car is way the wrong side. It's like a 600. That's totally wrong for this car, guys. So what we did is we got a vacuum secondary, and this one is a 750cc. It's a Summit brand carburetor, but I believe this is a Holley. Electric choke, vacuum secondaries, and it's a double pumper. And it came with all of the stuff that you need to put it on too, man. Gaskets, the wiring, all the little nipples and stuff. I mean, what a great value. This thing was only like $435. It's a really good price for a carburetor like this. So why don't we get this car up in the air? Let's start underneath, because the main problem we had with this car when we got it was that the starter was completely messed up. Something was going very wrong with the starter, and you could only get 1 or 2 good cranks out of it, and then it was done. And you'd have to let it sit forever and ever and ever. We had to cut the exhaust off of it in another video. We're gonna do more of that today and try to do maybe some patching on it because it is super loud with just long tube headers. There's a lot to do. Oh, and I also got shims just in case maybe the starter requires them. We have, what are they, 2? 3? We got 3 shims right here, guys. So we should be able to get this starter on, and then hopefully we can get it to crank over and maybe even run. Now, you guys ready to check out the underside of this? Look, real quick, shameless plug here. You see this Amazon light? This thing is incredible. This is a heavy duty metal light that has multiple, if you hold the button, it'll dim. And then when it gets to the light brightness you want, you let go and it stays there. You also have a light back here. You also have a light up here, kind of like a pin light, and then off and back to this. The best part is this thing completely folds up. Oh, cool. It glows, dude. You see that? That's awesome. I didn't even know it did that. All right, you turn it off, and the light folds up, but it also folds the other direction too. You could fold this thing like any direction you want to, man. And not only does it fold, but it spins too. You can actually spin the light around. I love this thing. Anyway, like I said, shameless plug. This is an amazing light. It's super bright, and of course, magnetic. So if you're interested in getting a light like this, I'm going to put an Amazon link below for you guys. All right, time to check out what's going on under this car. So first thing you're going to notice, a lot of undercoating, a lot of rust prevention or rust encapsulator, maybe. I'm not sure, but either way, everything under here looks really good. And these are some of the new suspension components that were installed. I'll be the first to admit, I don't really, what are these even called? I don't know, guys. I love classic cars, but there's a big difference between loving them and knowing a lot about them, okay? I know enough to get myself in trouble, and that's about it. I know enough to get them running and driving, and that's about it. All right, so looking under here, we can see that the Two Guys Garage put on new springs. They got new isolators. And of course, we got new upper and lower tubular control arms, new ball joints. We've got what looks like, yeah, those are Moog. New Moog tie rods. And they also did a new spindle. I think I'm fairly certain that's a new spindle. Maybe not. No, that's probably an old spindle. They did a disc brake conversion on it. And the hoses look new. Of course, calipers and everything are new. Small leak coming from the seal on the gearbox here. Engine, they took it out and repainted it. And I mean, for the most part, the engine still looks really good. These are the wires that go to the starter. Yeah, I already pulled the old starter out without you guys. But that tie rod does not look new. And it may be slightly tweaked, maybe a little bit. Long tube headers, they look really nice too. I'd like to know what this transmission is. Let me see if I can get you guys an undershot of it here. And some of you guys can comment below and tell me what this is. Obviously, it's got an aftermarket B&M pan with a drain plug. Super nice. Like, that is incredibly nice. And I know you guys are already eyeballing the exhaust, and you're wondering, what the hell? Hey, me too, man. This exhaust had no clamps on it at all. These pipes were literally, that's it. These are those like AutoZone / O'Reilly's, you know, one size fits all kind of universal pipes. Yeah, so to make this work, we're temporarily gonna have to rig something up. I don't know. Here's our cable that does not shift right inside the car. We're gonna need to adjust that. Drive shaft looks good. I love that it's already got the cutouts for dual exhaust. My 57 Chevy did not have that. My Monte Carlo didn't have that. This exhaust got very damaged. Looks like this also did not have any clamps or welding. It was just like shoved in there. I didn't do this. This was done somewhere else. I'm thinking the forklifts out at the yard, I think the forklifts hit this and damaged it. That is totally trash, guys. I can't reuse that. However, by now you're probably noticing that under the car is actually really, really nice. I was concerned that this might be a rust bucket, but no, not at all, man. Also, this is something that I did not see on the show, but they've redone a lot of the rear suspension as well. You can see we've got brand new springs back here. And then we've got these new, this to support the axle. It's like a, I guess it's an adjustable 4-link. I don't know if this is adjustable. I can't hardly see. You can see the forklifts got up on it and messed it up. We've got air shocks back here. Take a look here. Adjustable and greasable. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is, somebody put a lot of money into this. I'd almost be willing to bet it was Two Guys Garage. They also did a brand new disc brake conversion on the rear. Look at that. Disc brakes on the rear. New lines. And somebody put a new gas tank on it, but guess what? We're going to get to replace the gas tank because it looks like a loader of some sort. I'm not going to say water how because I don't know, but something completely smashed in this tank really bad on the back. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's something we're going to have to take care of. We're also missing, and this is unfortunate, if you look up here, yep. You see, I can't even see in there, so hopefully it's clean. Can we turn on the pin light? There we go. Now look down in there. How's that look? Hopefully it looks all right. But we're missing, we're missing the filler neck, guys. I don't even know where that went. There's no filler neck. This exhaust is totally rigged up. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut it off. There's just no other option. I'm going to have to cut it off, and we'll contact Holly. And maybe we can work something out on a black hard exhaust, you know, header back exhaust for this thing later. But I wanted to show you guys the underneath. I mean, it looks really good. There is a little bit of, there's a little damage there, like something bumped into that. I don't know. And a little bit of surface rust. It looks like they did some undercoating on it. And there's definitely a little bit of surface rust there, but I mean, there's nothing. I mean, here's where some of the undercoating is missing. And there is, again, just some surface rust. I mean, you pour some brush some encapsulator on there, you're good to go, man. This is incredible. Oh, somebody did hold on, did somebody do a rubber line? Oh my goodness, they did. Wow, they did a rubber line. It's got a return on it too? The fuel pump must have a return. I didn't realize that, okay. So we've got 2 rubber lines, but only one of them runs all the way. It runs the whole length. Look at this. Yeah, you'd really want that to be a metal line. Then it goes up to the carburetor. So, overall, guys, drop your comments below and tell me what you think. Now, I do see some sand here. That's definitely sand. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's sand. There's some sand here, too. So, it looks like maybe it saw a little bit of water. It doesn't look that bad. Everything under here looks really, really, oh, look at that. They had to put a shorty filter on it, I guess, because it probably wouldn't clear the headers. Yeah. It's almost adorable, honestly. Maybe a filter relocation kit would be good and run it maybe somewhere else. Overall, though, guys, it honestly looks really good under here. I think we got aftermarket trans cooler. Yep, there's the lines, and they run up to the front. Instead of utilizing the radiator, they ran it to an external cooler. It looks like that radiator's been leaking for a while too, so have to address that. We got plenty of time for all that though, guys. Let me grab a starter. I'm gonna do this without a camera because I'm gonna tell you it's gonna take everything in me to put this starter up on my own, okay? I know you're thinking, oh, it's just a starter. I'm telling you guys, this is an incredibly heavy starter. Well, it wouldn't be any fun if we didn't start out with some problems, right? So let me get you under here and show you what I found, and I don't exactly know what to make of it yet. We have a shim here that I decided not to use. Let me just wipe this. Got some oil here. It's going to get all over me. There we go. Just kind of wipe that down for now. So I have used lock washers on the starter. I'd never seen that before. Me neither. That's all I had to work with. Unfortunately, the starter bolts are either too long or something is not quite right. So I noticed when I was messing around under here, a couple of washers fell out onto the ground. Now, I don't know where they are. I thought I picked one of them up. Oh, right here. Here's one of them. This was in between the starter and the engine. So this was being used as a shim. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. There was one on both sides, but what I noticed is the starter bolt's all the way up. So there's a very good possibility they had these in here for a reason. Most likely, when we go to start it, it's going to clash badly with the flywheel and make horrible noises. If that's the case, we're going to need to back this back down, and we're going to need to shim the top. Now, I could have done that from the beginning, but I want to start with no shims just to see how the starter engages at first. And then if it's not right, we can add one shim at a time until we get it right. But even with the shims in place, this starter was loose. I was able to take it and move it up and down with my hand with the shims in place. It took 2 lock washers to get the starter to actually be locked down to the engine. So that's a tad bit concerning. I've got all my wires on. I made sure everything is clear and out of the way of the exhaust, so we shouldn't have any problems there. So I'm guessing now's a good time to move down. I think I need to focus on trying to take this exhaust off. I sure hate to do this, man. I mean, wow, look at the bends in that. Good Lord. There's some heavy duty bends, but I got to get this exhaust off, guys. This one, I'm hoping I can kind of twist it a little bit and get it out of here. This one, I'm going to have to do a little cutting, so I'll grab the Sawzall. Ooh, look at that, where it was hitting the, the rear diff. Yeah. I got to get this exhaust off. It's doing no good. Then I got to try to figure out something, because the last thing we really want is open headers, right? Or do you guys want to hear it just, full send? Yeah? All right, we'll just full send it. I'm gonna go ahead and chop off the rest of this exhaust though. And we got us a new blade to do this job, guys. This ought to, I think this will do all right by us. Oh, safety glasses. Y'all tell me all the time, I got a metal shard in my eye a while back doing this. Safety glasses. Better? All right, let's do this. Oh, man. Whew. There we go. All right, well, we're making progress, I think. All right, well, one down maybe. There we go. The only question is can we get this out without making a problem somewhere else? We may have to cut it down here too, but I'm hoping not. Come on, there we go. It's like Legos, baby. Ho, ho, ho. Ooh, it's full of rust. That's appropriate. So now it's time to take the rest of this off. I got just my good old cutters here. Cut these zip ties that are holding everything together. Listen, I love zip ties as much as the next guy, but this was not safe. There we go. Oh, you hear all of that in the exhaust? Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, well, that's all the exhaust for this side. Let's chop the rest of it off on the other side. I don't know if this is gonna be easier or more difficult, but I know we're gonna start with just chopping off these metal zip ties that I use. These things right here, I love these, man. These are way better. You want to talk, they're zip ties on steroids, guys. All right, last one, and this is gonna come loose. Ah, jeez. Why didn't somebody tell me to wear safety gloves? That's all right. Get that out of the way. Let's find out what we got left holding this thing on. Looks like, oh, is that it? I've already taken this off. So this is gonna fall, is what's gonna happen. There we go, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now, this one we may have to do a little cutting on. I'm trying not to hit the, we got a brake line over here this thing is laying on. Come on. There we go, come on. Come on, come on. You can do it, you can do it. There you go. There you go. I told you you could do it. And just like that, we have removed the entire exhaust off of this Impala. Let's move this stuff out the way. We don't want to forget anything. Make sure we don't have, see, like this. Oh, and these. You don't want to run any of this stuff over, right? So let's just grab it all, get it out the way. And then, well, I guess then we can focus on what's next, which should be just getting the car off of the, well, not off the lift, but getting it back on the ground here. And I'm excited because you know what that means. This means with a new starter installed, that tore up exhaust off of it, means we can actually get it on and off the lift now if we can get it to run and drive. So the next step is going to be firing it up, open headers, why not? And let's see how that starter does. If that starter is binding or anything, then obviously we're gonna have to make some changes. We'll have to get the starter down and start working on trying to shim it. But hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, that's not gonna be a problem. Now it's time, moment of truth. We're about to find out if the starter's gonna work. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think it is. I got a feeling that, yeah, it's not gonna work. It's gonna need to be shimmed, which means we're in for a lot of just playing around with it and seeing what happens. I also don't remember which key. Oh, that sounds great. Come on, girl. That sounds great, guys. No shims at all. Sounds perfect. Do we have any lights? No, I don't think anything works on this car at all. There it is. There it is. And see, when it dies though, oh, you know what? The choke is closed. Ooh. Ooh. Man, she cranks great. I'm shocked. Honest to God, I'm shocked. When I saw those bolts didn't fit right, I already knew. Like immediately, no questions asked. I already knew what that meant. I was like, oh boy, we're gonna be in for a surprise today, aren't we? We're gonna be in for an evening of fun trying to shim a starter. You guys know how fun that can be, right? It's I mean it's not the worst job in the world, but it can be time consuming and certainly not the most fun. There's things I'd rather be doing than shimming a starter. Come on, do it to it. That starter sounds healthy though, man. If we could just get it to stay running. Oh, she sounds wicked mean. There it is. There it is. There it is. You know what it's time for? We gotta open these doors, man. Oh my gosh. Woo! Wow. Well, so she runs. Obviously, she's not running very well, though. I mean, when you're stomping on the gas, it sounds pretty damn good, honestly. It sounds healthy. Now, this could be the carburetor. I'll be completely honest with you guys. This carburetor came off of my, goodness, I came off my 57 Chevy. It's just a little Edelbrock 1406. We don't have a choke hooked up or anything. And obviously engine's cold, and we don't know how long it's been since this engine actually ran. So I can't fault the carburetor too much for not wanting to run. We could also have a massive vacuum leak if I forgot to, did I forget to plug this back here? No, it's plugged. All right. This goes to the booster. It seems to be all right. We're capped off the timing and the full vacuum ports. So I mean, we should be good to go. It could be sucking too much from the PCV system too. That's a, let me see, yeah, I don't know. Ugh. Well, I'm gonna cap that off, just, ugh. You shouldn't do that. Oh man, you shouldn't do that. Let me find, I got some vacuum caps somewhere around here, and we'll cap that off real quick just in case maybe there's a problem with the PCV system and it's sucking too much vacuum. So this is a good sign, guys. And here's the carburetor that I took off the car. Doesn't this look like it has seen, I mean, to me, this looks really bad, guys. This is 1406 also. It's a 1405. All right, so I think a 1405, is that a 600 CFM, not a 650? I don't know. Either way, jeez, it looks rough. I did find this, and I can't remember why I took the carburetor off the 57, but I took it off. I just can't remember why. But we went back with an Edelbrock AVS2, and this one is a 1906. I think it's basically the 1406, but it's got the annular boosters, which, by the way, my new Summit / Holly also has annular boosters as well, so helpful to atomize the fuel better. We're going to disconnect that all together, and let's see if that helps it run any better. Probably won't. That's fine. I also wanted to just take a minute to give the starter a break. Last thing I want to do is, that starter was not cheap. All right, she was not cheap. That sounds better. It fired up first try, man. There we go. Come on, girl. I'm gonna let it sit here, guys. We're gonna let it warm up a little bit. 25 PSI, almost 25 PSI of oil pressure. I'm gonna let this thing warm up. I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna try to get it to where it'll run and idle on its own, and we'll come back. Well, why don't we take a look at what's going on here, guys? I tried to leave it running, and it finally just sputtered out and died. Couldn't get it to start back up again. So I started checking into the fuel system. Yeah, it looks like that gas tank is in pretty bad shape. I found a busted line. And honestly, I think this whole fuel system's got to be redone. I don't think there's any way around it, guys. It looks like, I ended up getting my scope down in there, and it looks to me like maybe there's sand in the fuel tank. I should have checked that first. That's my stupidity. I should have checked that. Thankfully, I didn't have the new carburetor on or anything, and it looks like the fuel pump is still working. So I think what I'm going to do is just redo the whole fuel system. I already got a new carburetor for it. Need to get a fuel filter. We need to get a new tank, new sending unit, the filler neck, and we'll run new hoses and a new fuel pump. And that way the entire fuel system is brand spanking new. So for now, we're going to try to get it running off of an auxiliary fuel system. And you may notice I'm not a welder. All right, I've never pretended to be one, but I got clamps. I chopped up the old exhaust with a Sawzall, man. I chopped it up, and I came over here, and I proceeded to make it work. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd want to go driving down the road like this. Maybe with some of those metal straps, but I need another extension pipe like this right here. I need to measure it, because I need to order one of those. For this muffler, I literally just banged it on the end of the collector. This is temporary, guys. This is just for like right now, just to get me through so I can fire this thing up without it like absolutely making so much noise in the garage and when I open the door outside as well, just to quiet it down some. These are Flowmasters, probably 40 series. It'll be interesting to see what they sound like hooked up to the car now. This one actually looks pretty damn good, man. That one came out okay. This one, yeah, it's in bad shape. But anyway, this is all just temporary while I'm trying to get this thing running. So I guess I'm going to drop this thing down on the ground here, and we're going to proceed to install a electric fuel pump with an external tank, and we are just going to hook everything up and see if we can get it to run, and hopefully we can get the thing to stay running. It just, it doesn't want to idle. It doesn't, you give it plenty of gas and it's good. But at an idle, it just refuses to idle, man. Super frustrating. And I've been fighting this thing for over an hour now. All I want to do is get it running, get it idling on its own so it can actually warm up and we can see how it's acting. You know, I'm just dying to get this thing to stay running. Okay, we've resorted to drastic measures here. We've got a clickety-clackety that's barely hanging on. I've got this gas can that could fall at any time, but I think it's good. I don't know. We're gonna just turn the key. All I want is to hear this thing just run and idle before I go dumping money into it. Huh. In other words, we've gotten nowhere. Well, that's not entirely true. What is all over there? What is this? Oh, you know, yeah, the fuel pump had a little bit of fuel left in it and it shot it all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not understanding why she didn't want to run. Let's put those pliers down in there, just kind of, let's open up this choke. Just like that. No fuel leaks, especially over the exhaust, right? Yeah, she spewed a little bit of gasoline out on us. So if she refuses to run now, that's got to be all in the carburetor. It's got to be the carburetor. Man, not easy, guys. Not easy. Can you see down in there? Something tells me we got no go juice. May need to dump a little gasoline down the carburetor and see if we can get her to kick off. Running out of patience here, guys. I'm also running out of time to mess with this much longer today. Well, we had her going, guys. I don't know what happened, but she ain't going anymore. Good Lord have mercy, guys. I think we got it figured out. It took a little bit of researching, but I forgot. There's a power wire over there that had fallen out before, and I shoved it back in, you know, temporarily. I forgot about it. Came out, so I had to crimp a new end on it. And I am certain that was the problem. So let's see if she'll run now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Oh, she sounds good with that exhaust. Power steering is working. belt squeal, and then it just dies. It will not idle. Like, I don't get it, man. It will not idle at all. It just steadfastly refuses to idle. I mean, I could probably kick up the, where's a screwdriver? I should have one laying around here somewhere. I could kick up the idle, but come on, man. All I want it to do is run. You know what I mean? Let's see, where are we at here? I mean, it looks like, and on the 57, I'm pretty sure that the idle was fine. I know it's a completely different car. I also know that this car is probably calling for, you know, a bit more air and a bit more, ooh, look at that, and a bit more fuel. That's a little spooky looking, isn't it? Huh. Let's hope that the carburetor isn't flooding the engine right now. Come on. She doesn't sound bad. It actually sounds really good. But she will not idle. Not for anything. We got a completely separate fuel system on this thing right now, and it still won't idle. As soon as I start letting off the gas, come on, girl. Yeah, as soon as I start letting off the gas, she's done. This is frustrating. I'm assuming power steering belt may be a little loose. Alternator belt seems all right. Oh, alternator belt squealing. For sure. She's hot. She's real hot. Great. It's just one thing after another. We ain't even started yet, man. We ain't even tried to take this thing out on a drive. The other thing I'd like to do, I'd like to get it off this lift, you know, and center it so it's not hanging off like this. I'm about to die of, ooh. Exhaust fumes in here are serious, man. Carbon monoxide poison. Whew. Lord have mercy. There we go. Clickety-clackety is working. I can crank up the idle a little bit. I mean, I guess I can crank it up as much as the damn car needs. Again, it's the wrong carburetor for the job. I just want it to idle, man. That's it. Just idle. I'm gonna crank it up just a little bit more. That's a lot more. I don't even know how much further that goes. All right, choke is open. Unfortunately, this is slipping. Yeah, look at that. Great. So I guess before I go any further, let me try to tighten down this alternator. See what I mean? It is just one thing after another. We're gonna try it again. I'm just hoping. It seems like there's about 11 problems with this car. We ain't even started on any electrical. Come on, idle. There we go. Stay running. Stay running. Stay. So close, man. So close. But look at that. I'll crank that up just a little bit more. Keep this shoved. There we go. Stay. Let's try it again. Son of a gun. Just stay running, man. Just stay running. That's all you got to do. She just won't stay running, man. And then look at that. I'm telling you, part of me feels like we might just be flooding the living hell out of this engine. You know what I mean? That ain't normal, guys. That ain't normal. Let's leave the carburetor or the fuel pump disconnected. Let's see if it does any better without. Actually, that's much better. Well, until the choke closed. But see? Every time, man, she's still doing it. What is going on, man? If anybody's got any comments, any insight for me, well, it would be greatly appreciated. Because I'll be honest with you, this right here is throwing me for a loop, man. Look at all that. What is going on with this freaking car? And this belt still trying to slip. You can still hear it from time to time. Oh, that's no good. I'll have to get another belt too. I'm gonna try to start it again. It may have run out of gas. I know this thing's a gas hog. I do. Out of gas. All right, here you go. She's dead. Well, guys, you know, it runs, sort of. I don't know, man. And yeah, every freaking time it idles on its own for a little while. I don't know, maybe it's getting better. Maybe it's just my imagination. I'll tell you what, though, I'm still excited about this car, though. Like, I'm genuinely excited about this car. I'm hoping that maybe, if everything works out, this could be a Power Tour 2026 car right here. It's going to be a bit of work, you know, to get things situated and figured out. That's for sure. But at the end of the day, she runs. I was hoping we were going to be able to take her for a drive in this video. Unfortunately, we have no lights. I'm certain since everything up here was underwater, I have absolutely no doubt that things like light switches aren't going to work. Oh, yeah. We have a heater, air conditioner. Well, these fuses look fine, you know? All rusted and everything. That's normal. Huh. You know, it's possible that maybe cleaning some of that up might make it work again. We may get some of the electricals back. I don't know, man. She's rough. And then looky here, I just found these. What is this? Let's turn the key on. Oh, the key is on. Interesting. Up, down, sofa. And slide. Is this all hooked up? Well, it looks like it is. Wire ties and everything, man. Hell yeah. That's how you do it right there. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to play with it for a little bit. Oh, wow. Look at all there's wires just disconnected everywhere under here. Yeah, this looks great. Well, I took a moment to come in here and try to clean out the fuse box and throw some new fuses in it. It's rough. It's rough. Got some CRC electric cleaner, and here's the fuses that came out of it. Yeah, that's It's pretty rough, man. I'm surprised I actually had any of these glass fuses still laying around, but I did. So I also taped this up because as I was getting up, it stabbed me in the back. It hurt pretty good. So I think now we'll see if the car burns down. We'll hook up the battery, hook up the clickety-clackety thing here, fuel pump. We've got the choke open. And, well, I'm curious if anything works. Nothing worked before. We had no lights at all. Pretty sure we still don't. I'm sure that this switch is absolutely no good. Let's hit the brights and just see if... No, nothing. However, Nick said before that he saw the brake lights come on. So, oh, wait, guys. Wait a minute. Look. Well, at least we got parking lights. Well, on the back, anyway. I don't know if we got anything on the front. No, nothing on the front. But at least we got parking lights in the back. Hell, that's not too shabby, man. All right, so we got some lights. Let's turn the key on. Let's see if it'll run. I'm about to have to call it for the night, guys. Key on. And signals? Nah. Nothing. Wipers? Well, we don't have any anyway. It's even got the wipe wash function, which is unique. Let's see what it does. Damn, man. She will run, but she will not stay running on her own. Just absolutely, steadfastly refuses to stay running on her own. And then, of course, you get all of this yet again. Can you tell that I'm getting just kind of... I'm getting a little tired tonight, guys. I'm excited that she runs. I was just hoping we were going to get a little bit further with this project than we got. You know I'm not big on giving up. I'm really not. Come on. Come on, just idle, please. That's all I want, guys. Just to idle. Hear that belt squealing again. Just idle for me, girl. That belt. Yeah, that belt. As usual. Well, you know how it goes, guys. It doesn't always go according to plan, right? I had a lot of hopes for this thing today. Unfortunately, she ain't playing nice. And let me show you guys something real quick. I'm closing up. I'm not even cleaning up. I'm going to go home and order a bunch of parts to just try to take care of everything that I can. But I was like, man, I wonder if that timing's off. Look at this. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yep. I think the right thing to do is double check the firing order in the next video. That's important. We also need an oil cap because there's like oil just coming. It's leaking all over the place out of this cap that doesn't fit right. New oil cap. I need a new fuel tank, a new sending unit, a new fuel pump, fuel line, basically everything fuel related. Fuel filter, a new belt for the alternator because this one is just making horrible, horrible noises. And like I said, the oil cap, there's probably a few other odds and ends. And right now, I just want to get it running, man. That's all I want to do. I just want to get this thing running so I can get it off the lift. And that way, I can bring it in and out of the shop as I need to get work done on it. It doesn't run very well at all. Like, not one bit. So obviously, timing is probably pretty far off on it. That'll definitely do it. And again, double checking the firing order. I want to pull the plugs, check the plugs and clean them. And we'll probably do all of that in the next video, guys. So I'm hopeful that in this next video, things go a little bit better. Hey, 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 no, get back here. Anyway, I hope in the next video, things go a little bit better, because today certainly didn't go to plan. We did, however, accomplish getting the starter installed. So that's good, right? I mean, it has a starter that works now, so every time it dies, you can crank it up and get it running again. It's wonderful. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm real hopeful that we're going to be able to make this car really nice, guys. I'd love to get it running and driving the way it's supposed to. We can work on the wiring. We can send it off for a, I don't know, red paint job, black paint job. I just don't know. But first we got to get this thing running and moving under its own power. So, like I said, I'm going to get out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Definitely drop your comments below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing y'all again very soon in the next one.